Sevens qualifying tournament for the Rugby Sevens World Cup in Moscow next year. And you'd have to say, Pat McCutcheon, the two best sides are in the final, mate.
Yeah, definitely. Look, Samoa and Australia have both been outstanding today. Just watching the celebrations of Tonga, I think it's the top two teams go through, and because Samoa's already qualified, that means Tonga also qualified to the World Cup. So that would be the reason for there's such big celebrations and why it's a bit of a party atmosphere down there. But congratulations to Tonga, well deserved.
Absolutely, I didn't even think about that. Well, good call, big man. Congratulations to Tonga. Heartiest congratulations to Tonga. A fine effort. As we get started in the final, Samoa puts it high. Oh, well fielded though by Australia. Hand reaching over, forces the knock on. Opportunistic play by the Samoan number 6, Alatasi Tupou.
He's very lucky to get away from that. Playing the other code and you tap it out of the halfback hands, that's a penalty. But look, that was great aerial skills by Luke Morahan, who's usually an outside back. So to get lifted like that, that's pretty impressive.
Okay, crouch.
Yeah, nice kick-off reception by Morahan for sure, Pat.
Crouch.
Matty Lucas at scrum half for Australia. Of course, the Australian under-21 starting scrum half. A real player to watch for the future. Ball comes squirting out the back for Samoa. Has he got the pace to get around the corner? I think he might do. In fact, he does, the number 7 for Samoa. That's Robert Lilomayava. And he scores the first try of the final in the corner. Just skinned the Australian player for pace around the outside, Lilomayava. Had a look, figured he could do it, and in fact he did.
Yeah, that was great pace. Jordan Props just popped his head out of the scrum there. He's a hooker. Usually comes on blindside, and to push and scrum, then expected to go full pace like that. It's pretty tough work. So it's good space, which is identified.
Yeah, Jordan Tuapu, the Australian defender, just beaten for pace on the outside. Did his best. Good looking conversion too. The flags go up. It's a nice kick by Alatasi Tupou.
Perfect kick. To notice Jordan tried to leave him, so he scored on the outside. I don't think it made any difference.
So just like that, Samoa takes a 7-point lead over the Australians. I'd like to know what the stats are win-loss between these two sides. I'd fancy in sevens, certainly, they'd lean towards Samoa.
Yeah, definitely. Samoa's one of the dominant nations in the IRB circuit, and especially over the last couple of years, they've been really outstanding.
Samoa keeping the ball alive. The Australian defence trying to retain its shape here. It's a good line by the Australian defenders. Player on his feet, all rights to the ball. No release by the Samoan boy. Australia gets the penalty. And they get marched, Samoa, for some ill discipline. So Australia chew off another 10 metres. Matty Lucas now with the ball in hand. Out to the big man, that's Jesse Parahai. Good clean out for Australia.
Off your feet.
By Alan Falavau.
Must support your body weight on your legs.
But the Samoan player off his feet at the breakdown. So another penalty for Australia. Well, Samoa needs to watch their discipline.
Yeah, Australia getting in a position here to play a set move here.
Matty Lucas went the quick tap. David Tafalavau.
They've turned that over there.
They have turned it over, Samoa. Nice work at the breakdown by Samoa. Oh, the beautiful dummy, which the two Australian defenders fell for. Samoa keeping the ball alive.
On the screen.
Bit of a knock on now. And the big man sets sail for the line. That's number 12 for Australia, Palmer Fowl. And he scores in the corner. So Samoa's lead is cut to 2, 7-5, with a kick to come for Australia. Well, Palmer Fowl's had a huge day today. I don't know how many tries he scored, but it's more than a couple, Pat McCutcheon.
Yeah, no, he's been outstanding. You saw off in that first game versus he really put it to him in big defence and big attack. So he's been outstanding all day.
So nice work by the Australians there. They didn't panic, kept their structure. Received a couple of penalties. Matty Lucas now with the conversion attempt. He's used the wind well. It's not going to bring it around enough though. So Samoa retains the 2-point lead, 7-5 over the Australians.
Okay, yeah. Tell your boys.
This will really test out the fitness of both teams here. In the final of the IB Sevens, both teams will play 10 minutes here, so this will be a real test for both teams.
Matt Lucas communicating his restart options to his players. Nice high restart, right on the money that one. Knocked back on Australia's side, but it's been picked up by Samoa. Good, came forward out of the Samoan hands though. So it'll be an Australian scrum feed. Just inside the Samoan half by about 3 metres.
Yeah, Australia, the only team this weekend to have a split kickoff. They're putting forwards on both sides of the field, so obviously look at how the defence sets up and kick to the place where there's most space is and the best opportunity.
Well, Michael O'Connor, the long-term coach of the Australian Sevens program, is a very, very canny operator. Of course, a dual international for Australia in rugby league and rugby union. As the Australians on the attack now. Number 1. Morahan takes it up, but it's been lost forward in the tackle into Samoan hands. The counter-attack's on for Samoa here. Snapped out of the air by number 2 is Jesse Parahai. Ball comes out though. Poor communication from the Australians. Samoa keeping it alive. Number 3 for Samoa. Number 5 for Samoa, setting sail for the line. Brought down the beautiful cover tackle by Morahan. Sensational tackle by Luke Morahan. Saved the day for Australia.
Yeah, that was a great cover tackle.
Instant release up on his feet, trying to get the ball. No release, so Australia gets the penalty. Sorry, Coach.
No, that's exactly what I was about to say. That's, from an outside back to cover that ground and then turn the ball over to get the penalty to make up a little bit of ground. That's exactly what Australia did. And, I think that's why Luke's gone on to bigger and better things.
Matt Lucas will not chance the quick tap down there, so close to the try line, so bangs it out over the sideline. The Australian line out to hopefully gain possession, which they do. Nice line out. Clean ball for Lucas. To number 7. Falavau's dropped it in contact. Could be a problem for Australia. Samoa working hard. Well, another offside penalty against Samoa. Again, discipline letting them down. Australia running it off the quick tap. Number 3, Will Miller taking into the contact. The Northern Suburbs breakaway. Another terrific young player. Beautiful inside ball there to Parahai. Looking for a runner. Needs support now, Jesse Parahai. As they reach the halfway line. But it's come down on Samoa's side.
Green going forward.
Yeah, Samoa have come out with a real game plan to attack the Australian breakdown. You've seen in every breakdown Samoa have looked to throw in, not just the one, but the second player in there to turn that ball over.
Time's off.
They haven't had to do that in their first 2 games today.
And the referee ruled that ball unplayable. Australia going forward, so they will get the scrum feed. Bit of a lucky break for them, Pat.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is a good attacking option. Centre field scrum, obviously you can attack both sides of the rock. We saw Samoa get their first try this way, so it'll be interesting to see what Australia does with the ball.
Touch. Pause. Engage. Offside.
Well, again, Samoan discipline. I hope this doesn't become a mantra throughout this game for the Samoan side. But number 6 for Samoa, Alatasi Tupou, called for offside.
Yeah,
Then another Australian player, another Australian penalty, and that's a fine kick by Matt Lucas. Gets them well inside the Samoan 22. They're about 10 metres out from the Samoan try line here, so another beautiful attacking opportunity off set piece for the Australians.
Yeah, that's smart play by Ed Jenkins. It's a 20-minute game. Their line-out's clinical. Use it to your advantage.
Not straight. Well, pretty marginal call against the Aussies there, but any event. It'll be a Samoan scrum feed. About 15 metres out from their try line.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage. Let's go.
Good contact by both sets of forwards there. Well, tackle's been missed there by number 7. beg your pardon.
Release blue.
Number 3 for Australia, Will Miller, missed
No,
that
no,
tackle.
one. Entry
Well,
one blue.
more Samoan
Drop the
ill
ball.
discipline.
Leave it.
He thought the ball was out. There's a bit of frustration
hold it,
keeping
hold
the
it.
Samoan player at the
Come
moment.
here.
Referee's going to have a chat.
Just must cool it down. Okay, penalty, drop the ball. Have a word.
Samoan players feel they've been hardly done by, but that was a fairly
Entry.
obvious penalty from where I'm sitting.
Here we are here. Here's the mark.
Jesse Parahi now with the ball in hand. Quick tap to Lucas, to Falavau, to Lucas again. Oh, that's a high tackle.
Front of screen. Yep.
Yep. Referee's got it. Back it comes.
Time's off. Yep,
Now this
time's
Samoan
off.
player could be in trouble here.
Time's off.
There's a fairly high tackle on Palmer Foul and a lazy effort. Pat McCutcheon.
Okay.
6 or 8, but I'm not sure which one.
Okay.
See what the referee's saying.
Okay.
Consecutive penalties.
High tackle.
Yeah, you can hear Ed Jenkins there
Yeah,
saying
I'm
consecutive
working on it.
penalties to
I've
the
got it.
referee. You know, there's probably 3 or 4 penalties now in the 22
playing it.
attacking side. So, you know, I think 1 or 2 more, or 1 more, and you'll be looking at a yellow card there.
And that will absolutely kill you in this game to be a man down. 7 against 6. The halftime hooter sounds. Big hit on Morahan, still manages to get it away to Palmer Foul on this side. He's spreading it wide. Well, the Aussies going backwards at this point. Parahi calls his runner inside, finds Falavau, bounces out of 1 tackle, doesn't escape the 2nd or the 3rd. Look at Samoa swarming in defence.
Green took it in.
They've held him up now, the ball's to deck, but I think it's on Samoa's side. It is. They've affected the turnover, Samoa. Great play, but good defence from Falavau coming through, and
Screen.
Samoa's lost it forward. Miller's picked it up for
Lost
Australia,
No advantage.
but it was lost forward by Samoa. Well, this is getting a bit ugly now.
Leave it. Ed. Leave it. Take it out. Half time. Let's take it out.
Yeah, no, Samoa really coming out here with a
Samoa getting frustrated.
yeah, intimidation tactics, trying to, you know, really push the Australians around. They probably understand it's a young team, but you know, I don't think there's blokes like Ed Jenkins and Jesse that are not going to take that out there.
Anything there? Yeah.
That's true. This Australian team's a pretty solid unit. They've done a lot of work with each other. They're great mates.
The Aussie boys hold him on the ground, push his head into the mud.
Yeah.
They got up and pushed him, and then they just didn't. There's no drama. There's no.
Touchy's just reporting on that last
Not
little
really a lot of
incident.
buy-in from Samoa. Not really getting involved.
To me, they felt like a 7-minute half.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, right. I was pretty sure it was going to be 10 minutes. I stand corrected.
Penalise him again. They're being undisciplined. Actually, make him talk to his team.
Yeah.
Take
Well,
a second and say, look, man,
yeah.
actually do it.
Well, he's not
He's
going to do
not
it.
listening. He's,
No. That's not
Well,
my problem, though, is it?
We've got the rare privilege of listening into the officials as they discuss things at half time. Samoa holding a 2-point lead over the
Okay,
Aussies,
let's
7
keep
to
working on. There's
5.
obviously a little bit of frustration out there, so you guys are going to have to be watching your back extra more than usual. Hopefully they come out and play rugby. If not, I'm going to get
Yeah, I
involved.
think with the physical presence that Samoa are having so far, I think Michael O'Connell will try and pick his biggest aside coming in the second half. Young Allen's getting a little bit pushed around there at 5'8". You know, I don't know whether you put on somebody a bit
Just got to keep
more size, such as Jacob Taylor, or
Okay, well, you guys don't get
you
involved.
know, somebody else to fill that position.
Tell the boys
But,
keep playing rugby. And keep the
you
other
know, they're
stuff
trying
out.
with the intimidation factor and trying to push the Australians around.
Well, here we go, the last half of Sevens rugby for this IRB Oceania Sevens tournament, Sevens qualifying tournament. This is the final between Australia in the lime green and Samoa in the blue. Michael O'Connell laying down the law at halftime to his boys. Looks like he started the second half with the same personnel that finished the first though, Pat. Hasn't made any substitutions yet, but I'm sure he'll make some tactical substitutions in the next few minutes. Matt Lucas now with the ball in hand, about to get us restarted. Palmer foul up there, knocks it back,
Release screen.
but unable to be scragged by the Australian. Samoa with possession now. Great spot tackle by the Australian defender, but he's left the wing exposed. The Samoan winger sets off. Number 1, Afa Iono,
You want it?
Oh, nice work, Jesse Parahi at the breakdown. Miller scoops it up off the deck to Falavau. He needs a runner. That's another high tackle. And another one. Well, folks, this could get ugly. Bang.
Leave it.
Yeah. Matt Blaine in there. Jesse Parahi getting yanked back by the scruff of the
Time's
neck.
off. Time's off. Take your team away.
Yeah, I think they're pretty some dirty tactics in there.
Medic.
That's 2 high shots in the same
Got the
player
first
within a
instance
matter of
here.
seconds.
4 blue for a high tackle and a yellow card him. Do you see anything else here?
Yeah, what I'd do,
Yeah.
Well, the Samoans might find themselves a man down here.
then like you're going
Yeah.
to
I was. Yep.
talk to the captain here,
Yep.
number 7, has done
Yep.
his best to try and start another fight
Okay.
as well.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll start with that. Can you get the mark with a high tackle? Okay. 4 blue. And captain on
They,
me,
they
matey.
might each lose a player here because there was I
Okay,
think an
first of
Australian
all,
went
high
in there.
Third man never gets
Okay. Yeah.
dealt with any.
We've had too many instances with your team.
That's 2 minutes
of
on the
silly
bin
stuff.
from the time his bum
Play
hits the
rugby. Be
seats.
positive, please. Have a word to the guys. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so Samoa playing with the man down here at 7, playing 6. Samoa just lost a man to the sin bin for a couple of minutes
Okay.
for
Time
a
on.
high tackle. There's been a few of them in this game.
High tackle.
Lucas with the ball in hand to Falavau, the wraparound. Lucas to Palmer foul. Outside to Morahan. He's going hard, Luke Morahan. Well caught, though, by the Samoan defenders. Back it comes to Lucas, to Falavau. Will Miller searching for the ball. He's got it in the hands now. Dummies to the inside to Parahi. Still going. Miller, Jesse Parahi on his own now. Out towards the try line, working hard.
Now blue.
Samoa's trying to rip the ball away. They're unsuccessful.
6 out. 6 blue.
Come back on Australian side, though.
Lost forward.
Little knock on by Matt Lucas, though. Well, good disruptive tactics there by Samoa at the breakdown.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised by that. The referee called 6 blue away, but yet he stayed in the ruck and caused a knock on. So I'm a little bit surprised how that works. But you know, Samoa have obviously got the result they're looking for.
Well, perhaps those disruptive tactics are starting to work a bit. It's starting to put the referee a bit off his game, perhaps.
It'll be interesting to see how Samoa
Crouch.
defends with the man down. If they keep a sweeper in behind and have 5 in the line, or they put 6 in the line
Touch.
to even it up.
Pause.
Great field position for
Engage.
Australia, but possession with Samoa. Now quickly for Samoa. They take the safe option, belt it downfield and out over the sideline. So it'll be an Australian throw in
Thanks, mate.
about 12 metres inside the Samoan half.
That's new ball.
Matt Lucas with
Okay,
the ball in hand now.
Yeah, good play by Samoa. Kick the ball out and burn some time. 2 minutes can go quite quickly.
Very seasoned campaigners, this Samoan outfit in this form of the game.
Come on, come up to the mark ring. Punish, not straight.
And they've pinched the line out
Advantage
too.
over.
Nice work by Samoa in the line out. Well, their tails are up. Oh, Jesse Parahi.
Fine, Matt. Advantage blue in.
Well,
You on time? It's okay. Yep. Keep it down.
maybe a little high, but I think he started on the chest area.
Chest on chest. That was a good shot by Jesse.
That was a good shot. He didn't miss with that one. Give the Samoans something to think about. Another clearing kick, penalty kick.
Behave, okay.
There we go. Australia haven't capitalised
Thanks,
with
matey.
6 men on the field. Samoa's man in the bin is back in the field.
Yes, Samoa back to full strength now. So, as Pat McCutcheon points out, Australia did not capitalise. Samoa playing good tactical rugby sevens. Will Miller in shot there, the front of the Australian line out, supported by Jesse Parahi and Ed Jenkins at the back. Not straight. Australian scrum feed. Samoa's turn to make the mistake.
Out here.
Well, this match poised on a knife edge at the moment. Samoa holding to a 2-point lead, 7-5
Good out.
over Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, only a try apiece. There's only a minute or 2 left in this game, so Australia really got to put the foot down and take some extra points here.
Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Good engagement by Samoa. Lucas gets it out to Valavau. Hole opens up for him. He's into space. Young Valavau. Can he go all the way? I think he probably can. He'll just get there. He does. A sensational individual try to Alan Falavau. Well, the hole opened up for him, Pat, and he took it and went, and they couldn't track him down.
Jeez, I didn't think his little legs are going to get there, to be honest. No, that was great work from the 5'8". Got caught behind the line. Pirouetted out of it and
4 minutes in
straightened
the
up.
game.
Perfect.
25 on a kick.
Yeah, fine individual try from Alan Falavau. Moves the Aussies to 10 with a kick to come. Samoa 7. Well, it reminded me of when we were calling East North a few weeks ago, and Dave Harvey took that intercept, mate. Made it to halfway before he was hunted down. Little legs pumping as fast as they could go. So Australia with a 5-point lead, 12-7 over Samoa. In the Oceania qualifying tournament final here at North Sydney Oval. Well, that is right on the money, that restart. Been well picked up by Ed Jenkins, was it? Out to Morahan, the big Queensland winger, goes for rumble on his own. Look, needs a runner. That's Jenkins on his outside, I think, is it?
Jenkins on his outside.
Jenkins takes it to ground. Need quick ball now. Jesse Parahi at the base of the ruck. Look at Australia lined up. Through the hands. Lucas. That's Foley, number 4 on the field. Sorry, Taylor, Jacob Taylor. Again, Samoa defending very, very well on their own try line. They draw the penalty. The quick tap is taken.
Release.
Up to about the 15-metre mark. Trying to spread it wide, which they do. Not fast enough to make it through that gap, though. Still Samoa's ball. Australia coming up in defence. Big hole opens up. Knocked down by the Australian player. Play on, says referee. Big Palmer foul with the ball in hand now. The little kick.
Ran into him.
Oh. Well, nothing wrong with that. That's going to be a 5-metre scrum for Australia. That's a big play by
Jesse.
Parahai.
It's good work from Palmer to spot the spacing behind. Obviously gone for the kick, got held back, but Jesse.
Number 4, sub.
Second substitution for Blue.
He's done a tremendous effort in this game so far, and I don't blame him for having his hands on his knees.
Second sub
Yep,
for
he's had a big game.
Number 10, Blue, sub.
Big tackle and drag the Samoan player back across the line. Who had the ball in hand, so it's an Australian 5-metre scrum and a terrific attacking opportunity for the Aussies now. And you would think if they can score here, Pat, that might be all she wrote.
Yeah, no, totally. Australia need a conscious effort to win this scrum.
Crouch.
Well, Samoa disrupted the last one. Australia went blank to the field. They need to have a solid platform for this one.
Touch. Pause. Engage.
Parahi, Miller and Jenkins, the Australian forwards working hard. Referee wants it again.
Come a bit closer. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Lucas scoops it out the back into the hands of Morahan. He's nailed, though, by the defenders. Again, terrific work by Samoa at the breakdown. They need to get it wide here. Tackle needs to be made. Slips one. Ankle tapped on the second. Well, defender rushed up, left the hole open. Samoa working well now, up to that 40-metre line. Back it comes for number 1, Afa Iono. He's caught in contact, though. Samoa brings it back. Number 5, can't make it through the gap. Iosi. Breaks from the scrum.
Off the backside.
No knock on, says the referee. Still Samoa's ball. Here's trouble for Australia. They've got numbers. Good tackle there by number 2 for Australia. Parahi had a huge game so far, Jesse Parahi for Australia. Samoa on the attack, working it well, looking for the score. The big wide ball. Australian defence working hard. Oh, he's beaten them. He's beaten the defenders. Can he go all the way? No. Will Miller brings him down in a try saver. And Australia draws the penalty. Well, Great work by Samoa. Equally great defence by Australia. Some very, very tired players out there now. That was a huge try saver of a tackle by Will Miller.
Yeah, no, they definitely needed that. Awesome tackle, but yet again to turn the ball over and grab that penalty, buy some time for your
Can you find out what the time has
That's
been?
the most valuable thing. These 7 players have got some real all-round skills. They've got a tackle, pass, but also have the skills of an open side flanker in the breakdown.
They sure do. You just can't take your eye off Samoa for a second. Working it out from their own try line in a most impressive manner. Matt Lucas, the Australian scrum half, I believe that is, on his back receiving attention now. Oh no, it's a Samoan player, beg your pardon. It's the big man, Leo Lolo. Set sail for the line, couldn't quite get there.
They're ready.
Sorry?
They're ready.
So Australia breathes again. I'm not sure of the time, but I don't think there's much left. Good shot of the punters there, here at North Sydney Oval. It's been a great day. Probably about 600 or 700, maybe even 1,000 people here today.
Okay, time on.
Perfect day for it. You couldn't ask for anything better.
A lot of families.
Australia's got to kick the ball out here. They've got to buy their time.
The ball crosses the stripe. Straight in line out feed.
They haven't been that successful in the line out, so they'll be looking, simple option. You just go a 2-ball or a 4-ball and make sure you win it rather than throwing it long with this wind.
Go to your money ball, nothing fancy. Keep your structures, work hard. Again, Samoa pinches the line out. That's the second one in a row they've done. Samoa attempting to win it at the death here. Out to number 7. Great tackle though by, is that Morahan?
Last feet.
Still Samoa's ball though. He steps. Oh, hits the gap. Good acceleration. Not quick enough though. And Australia has won the ball at the breakdown, but Samoa coming through. They're still contesting it, working hard, Samoa. Both teams working hard now. Possession the key as the hooter goes for full time.
Scrum.
Australian scrum feed. Full time is blown. And Australia pinches the victory by 5 points, 12-7 over the defending champion Samoa. It's a terrific victory for the Australian Sevens program, and aren't they happy about it as they congratulate each other? Pat.
Yeah, look, that was a
tense game.
Hard out battle out there. Samoa came out really firing. You saw in that second half, a lot of push and shove, and in the second half they received a yellow card. But look, full credit to Samoa there to have 2 minutes with a man in the bin and not concede any points. It shows a really good defensive team and a good defensive structure. So, yeah, I think that's a full credit to Samoa, and Australia are really lucky to hold on there. I
really think Samoa is more experienced at sevens at this level. They've been around. They've played a lot more sevens than Australia has in the last 10 years or so, and I think it showed in that game. But having said that, the Aussies are really putting a lot of money into the sevens program now. It's a legitimate pathway, through to Super Rugby and Test Rugby. So they're getting some terrific athletes in the sevens program, and that was an impressive win against one of the top sides in the world.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think sevens is a true pathway now, leading to Super Rugby and also being, a World Cup next year in the Olympics in 2016. There's a lot to play for now coming into Australian sevens.
So Tonga and Australia will join Samoa and Fiji as the Oceania representatives in the Rugby Sevens World Cup next year in Moscow, Russia, by virtue of the fact they made the final, but in fact they won the final, which is an extra bonus for the Australian side. Tonga goes through because they finished third at this tournament. However, Samoa had already qualified at the last Rugby Sevens World Cup in 2009. So Tonga goes through, and we saw some scenes of jubilation from them in the previous game when they tipped out the Cook Islands in the 3rd and 4th place playoff. So we're going to stay with you now for a little while for the presentation of the trophies.
Yeah, I thought Jesse Pereira was probably the best Australian player out there. The big forward, he made some critical hit-ups, took the ball.
Yeah, I'm here with the Victoria skipper, Ed Jenkins. Ed, it looked lung-busting out there. How difficult was that?
Yeah, it was very tough. It's one of the
first 10-minute finals we've played in a while, so some of the boys haven't even played a 10-minute final, so it's a great experience for them and very physical out there. Yeah, congratulations. It looked very spiteful as well. There's a bit of niggle going on. What was going on in those little skirmishes there on the ground? I think the Samoans love a bit of niggle on the in and amongst the ruck, so I told the boys that we can't take a backward step from them and give it straight back to them, and that's what we did, and I guess we came out victorious in the end. You're now the victorious Oceania Rugby Sevens champions. That must be exciting as well. Yeah, I guess it's the end of the day. You know, the main objective here was to qualify for the World Cup next year, so you know, we ticked that off in the last game against Tonga, and then to get the win against Samoa, I guess that's just, yeah, a bit of sweetening on the cake, or icing on the cake, as they say. Well, on behalf of all Australian rugby fans, thanks for getting a win for Australia as well. It's been a hard couple of weeks, but it's great to see you guys victorious. Congratulations. Thanks very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for sticking around here at Sydney Oval, and firstly I'd like to congratulate all our teams on their great performance throughout the weekend. Presentation, please welcome Ian Cosway. He's the Federation of Oceania Rugby Executive Members from Australia. Thanks for joining us here. We'll start with the positions of the teams. In 8, Solomon Islands in 7, 6th place was American Samoa, 5th the Papua New Guinea, 4th place was the Cook Islands, then Tonga in 3rd, and put the next together for runners up Samoa. I'll now call forward our Oceania Sevens match officials to accept from the Danians from Andy Conway. Please come forward, Jerry.
Con Foley, Alan Fa'alva'u, Matt Blaine, we'll go to Matt Lucas, Dan Jacopo, Palmer Fu, and of course the captain, Ed Jenkins. The team officials will call through Michael O'Connor, Luca Liusi, John Mitchell, the names I've got here, and of course some of the other officials, please all come through. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the captain of the Qantas Australian Sevens team. It is Ed Jenkins. Now, Ed, before you hold up the trophy, a few words about the tournament, about your team. It was a tough final against Samoa.
Yeah, it was a very physical battle out there. They definitely came out to play in that final, and I guess our main objective here today was to qualify for that World Cup, and we did that, I guess, since that game against Tonga, and then obviously, yeah, nice victory against Samoa in the end there.
Well, you guys are the title holders from 2010. Samoa, the 2011 title holders, Oceania Rugby 7. So great to get it back again.
Yeah, it's definitely good to, I guess, fill up that cabinet. It's looking a bit empty at the moment, so yeah, good start to the year, and hopefully we can get a few more.
Yeah, and of course, this sets you up coming up, the IRB Sevens World Series, HSBC 7 World Series, Gold Coast Fever pitch coming up just about a month away. Yeah, it's just around the corner, so you know, this is good preparation, I guess, for that. We've had a few camps already, and yeah, I guess it's great preparation leading into that first tournament up on the Gold Coast. Yeah, and it was backs to the wall in the final there. Samoan number 5 there, he was so close to scoring. I don't know who made the tackle, but it was a try saver and a game saver. Yeah, I think that was Big Jesse, so full credit to him for backing up there. But I guess to all the boys, yeah, they really stuck in there for the full 20 minutes. Yeah, it's a good tight squad. You got a good squad together, and really looking for a strong performance in this year's 2012-2013 IRB Sevens. Yeah, we've managed to retain, I guess, quite a few of our players from last year. I guess previous years we haven't had that luxury. They move on to Super 15, so obviously having some experienced players from last year will definitely help to, I guess, performing well this year. Well, head across there to Andy and get the trophy. The Oceania Sevens Rugby Championship trophies. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Aussies. And we'll get the whole team to come in. Get the whole team to come in for the photo. Well done again to all our teams, and I'd like to thank Andy Conway for being our presenter here today. And we want to thank the public, everyone here, for coming out and supporting the tournament. It's been a great weekend. All the teams again, congratulations. Our volunteers, done a great job. Our officials, the Australian Rugby Union for hosting the tournament, and of course the Federation of Oceania Rugby Unions who run the tournament. North Sydney Oval staff, done a great job. Qantas, our sponsors. Of course, again, all our public for our support. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us here at North Sydney Oval. Please travel home safely, and we'll see you at the rugby very, very soon.
Sensational.